But I want to talk about Aaron Rodgers. 12 quarterbacks have lost so far in the playoffs. One has turned it into a soap opera. Stories today: take Aaron Rodgers' comments after the loss seriously. Take these seriously. He could be leaving Green Bay. All right, let's just do hypothetical. What situation would be better for Aaron Rodgers? Everybody else have a Davante Adams? Everybody else develop offensive lines like the Packers do? Everybody else have Lambeau Field? Everybody play in that crappy division? All right, go to New England. You seen their skill people? Go to San Francisco. George Kittle rarely healthy, and Kyle Shanahan will not let you run over him. Go to the Colts. They don't have a number one wide receiver. And oh, by the way, you want to run through Patrick Mahomes or Russell Wilson? I love Russ, but I'd probably take him. You tell me. Now, next year, he's going to be a Packer because it would be a little too punitive for the cap. A year after that, maybe you have discussions. But because Aaron threw a little bit of a pity party, we're going to blow this all up. Really? Listen, I've been saying this now for years. Aaron needs certain things. Okay? He doesn't take criticism well. He's a little bit of a blamer if things go wrong. You've seen it again this weekend. He doesn't love to get hit. He won't throw to a wide receiver unless he trusts him. The early years of Davante Adams are fairly legendary in the building. Matt Stafford leaving Detroit is a divorce that needs to happen. Who wins with this? Is Green Bay better without him? No. Is Aaron better without Green Bay? No. Go ahead, Aaron. Go to the AFC. Wouldn't you rather face Brady than Mahomes? Go to Boston and see how that media treats you. They eat their young in Boston. Go to the NFC West with San Francisco and face Pete Carroll and Sean McVay 4 times a year. Aaron, everything you need, you get. You don't love criticism. In Green Bay, it's the smallest market. It's the easiest media. It's 24/7 softball questions. You like protection. You don't like to get hit much. Who develops offensive lines in the NFL better than Green Bay? They got 3 Pro Bowlers on the offensive line this year. You like when you can control things a little. I get it. I like control too. Green Bay's the only franchise without an owner. You like a dominant number 1 receiver. Couldn't I argue Stephon Diggs and Davante Adams and DeAndre Hopkins are the 3 best receivers in the league? Everything you want, you are granted. Power, a young coach you have a say in, offensive line help. The only thing you're going to lose next year is Aaron Jones, a very good running back, but you'll have 2 good ones behind him, and the reality is he's expensive, and go in the draft and get it. It's a very good roster. It's not perfect. Yeah, this isn't the NBA. 3 and 4 stars just don't join up. It's not baseball with no salary cap where the Yankees can just buy out their problems. You got Lambeau, a good offensive line, Davante Adams, no owner, a soft media. Come on, man, where's it going to be better? Here's what happened. You got Brady'd. Mahomes has already been Brady'd. Peyton Manning's spent a career getting Brady'd. Big Ben's been Brady'd. Drew Brees 2 weeks ago got Brady'd. You got Brady'd. It hurts. It stinks. Go see a therapist. I've done it before. It's great. You get through these bad weekends. But I mean, come on. After the game, Aaron's going. And I know everybody thinks I pick on Aaron, but Aaron, where is it better? This is why guys get stupid divorces. They get divorced and they're, grass is greener. And you're like, no, she's pretty good. She's pretty smart. I don't know what you're doing. Where are you going to go that's better than Green Bay? Softball questions, Lambeau advantage, bad division, good O-line, Davante Adams. And despite what everybody says this morning about Matt LaFleur, 26-6, pretty darn good young coach. But here was Aaron after the loss.
A lot of guys' futures that are, uncertain, myself included. That's what's sad about it most. There's a lot of unknowns going into this offseason now. And I'm going to have to take some time away for sure and clear my head and just kind of see what's going on with everything. But it's pretty tough right now.
Yes, it stinks. Here's the problem. The Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers rivalry was always abstract because they never played. It was abstract. Well, this guy's better, that guy's better. Oh, it was abstract until this year when Tom crushed you once and then went to Lambeau and beat you again. It is no longer abstract. You in your prime lost to Brady twice at 43. And it's no longer abstract. It hurts. It's right there. But hey, join the club. 2 weeks ago, Breeze got Brady'd. You got Brady'd twice. Manning got Brady'd. Big Ben got Brady'd. If Montana and him had played, he'd get Brady'd. Some guys get LeBron. You get Brady'd. It happens. You can't find a more perfect spot. An easy media, great fans, lousy division, star receiver. Hey, you bought a house in Malibu about a year ago. I read about it on the internet. Go hang out, go surf, meditate, stay put. Green Bay is good for you. You're good for Green Bay. It's official. Tom Brady is the 2 best quarterbacks of all time. So this morning, our team went out, and they took his first 10 years, 2001 to 2011, and his second 10 years, 2012 to 2021. In both, he's the best quarterback ever. In the first 10 years, he has 5 Super Bowl appearances, most ever. He won 78% of his games, best ever, and had 16 playoff wins, best ever. And in the stuff he didn't win, he's darn close, like 8 division titles in 10 years. In the next decade, 2012 to 2021, Super Bowl appearances 5, best ever, only tying himself. Winning percentage, best ever, beating himself. Playoff wins, 1 shy of the earlier decade where he beat himself. He had more division titles in the last 10 than the first 10. He has now moved into Wayne Gretzky category. To argue he's the best quarterback of all time is silly. You sound ridiculous. Of all the greats, Maradona, Pele, Messi, Ronaldo, these are lively debates. Federer and Djokovic. Federer's better on grass, Djokovic hard court. These are lively debates. Jack and Tiger. Jack's got more majors. Tiger's got more wins and was more dominant over a decade. Michael, Jordan, LeBron. Michael's the better closer, 6 for 6. LeBron's going to blow him away in every category, and maybe titles too. These are lively debates. Tom Brady's only debate now, we're making it up, is a hypothetical one where we're projecting Mahomes could be better. That's it now. Everybody else no longer competes. Some people are projecting if things go right, Mahomes could get there. That's a hypothetical. The only difference now, the only argument now, was the young Brady better than the old Brady. He has moved into an area where we can only compare him to LeBron, Michael Phelps, Roger Federer. They have moved beyond, he's moved beyond his sport. Now the Belichick argument, it was the system. That doesn't matter. And this weekend did him a lot of good. Beating Aaron Rodgers twice this year at 43 out of his prime. Aaron still end of his prime, and beating Drew Brees a couple of weeks ago. So it's pretty amazing when you start looking at sports arguments, this one's done. Tom's the best quarterback ever, and then the second best quarterback ever. Just split up the 20 years. All right, so last night, I was kind of in awe of it. LeBron had 46 points. I mean, he had a block shot that looked like his rookie year. And they beat the Cavs. Don't rip the Cavs. Cavs beat Brooklyn. Cavs got good young players. It was in Cleveland. Yeah, that's the block. That's pretty amazing. But here's my favorite part. When James was short on a three-pointer at the end of the third quarter, an unidentified Cavs executive celebrated. LeBron said, quote, "I felt he got a little too excited." LeBron then went out in the fourth quarter and outscored the entire Cavs team. There is a pettiness with Michael Jordan. There is a pettiness with LeBron James. Kobe had it. Brady has it. I kind of love. I mean, you saw that Michael Jordan documentary. How many times did he say, "I took that personally"? Mike, they burned your toast for breakfast. I took that personally. They're imaginary. They create mountains out of molehills. There's nothing really there. And it creates, because somebody clapped a little hard for LeBron. He's like, oh, yeah? Oh, you're happy for me to miss? Watch this. I'm going to outscore your entire franchise. LeBron joked about it, laughed about it, but was kind of serious about it after the game.
Felt like he was just a little bit too excited about seeing me miss. He was really excited about me missing, that shot a little bit more extra than I would have liked, but he got a root for his team, obviously, and he was, he showcased that. So, I knew I had another quarter, and the fourth quarter is my favorite.
This is very MJ. Remember the MJ documentary? LeBradford Smith was a random NBA player. He had one game in his life. He scored over 30. It was against Jordan. After the game, Michael Jordan said he went up to Michael and said, "Nice game, Mike." Well, they played the next night. Jordan was so furious, he went out and scored 47, 30 in the first quarter. When asked after the game if he was fueled by LeBradford Smith, he said, "No, not really. I just made it up." Imaginary. Whatever this quality is, Kobe had it, Brady has it, LeBron had it, Michael Jordan has it. Whatever it is, the key to it is channeling it. Let's be honest, being slighted is not a superpower. But turning that slight, channeling it into Super Bowls and NBA titles probably is. And they all have a through line. They all have a through line. Brady? It's the system, Tom, not you. 6th-round pick. Kobe? It was Shaq's team. Michael? Pick the slight. LeBron? You're not MJ. But what's scary for the rest of the NBA is LeBron is not only the best player in the league, but he now, like Brady and like Michael, we know his motivation is inconsequential and often made up slights, meaning, oh, that stuff doesn't go away. Never went away with Brady. Did you watch the documentary with Michael? Everything's a slight. You know why I did that documentary? Because after LeBron won and beat the Warriors, there was talk that he was better than MJ. MJ said, okay, I'll do a documentary. And it's the best documentary in sports in the history of documentaries. The scary part for the NBA, LeBron's not driven by money. He's not driven by titles. He's driven by a cavalier executive who cheered a little too loud after a miss. He's not going away anytime soon. He can draw from that motivation for another 7 to 8 years. Money, you get bored with. Titles, he'll win the most. Inconsequential, make-believe slights last forever.